Hi, my name is Itay. I'm the Business Development Director for Branch. Branch is a mobile attribution and deep linking platform. If you want to hear more about us, we sit downstairs and we're free to chat. Today I'm going to have a chat with Christoph Bock about the secret sauce to drive app adoption engagement. Christoph is working for RTL. He's the Channel Lead and Sustainability Officer, and he will explain more in depth on what he actually does.
And that's true. Thank you for having me here. So, as you said before, I work for RTL2, and I am a channel lead. I'm strategically responsible for our owned and operated channels. That is for mobile apps, websites, hybrid broadcasts, band TV. So that's my realm of activities at RTL2.
So starting with not long ago, RTL2 won the Connect the Smart TV Award for the Best Newcomer Award. Can you tell us more about what was the campaign and the different success metrics and measurements that made you win that?
Yeah, we built an application for Smart TV, which followed two approaches. So the one was a media research approach, and the one was to bring a kind of gamification approach to the TV. So, and basically it's a quick poll application. So what do we do with this? I give you two examples. So what we basically do on TV when we have a show on air, for example, Grip, our motor magazine, which focus on mobility and car stuff like that. So we ask the people, which car, for example, do you think will win? And then the show is on air, and you see the episode is running, and you can tape or click A or B on your remote, and then afterwards you will see, okay, I got it right. And you also see how the other people who have chosen to use this application voted for, and if they were right or if they weren't right. So, and for us, it's a kind of user engagement tool to keep the user on the screen, even if the ad break starts and then afterwards it goes on. Yeah.
So you're basically creating some sort of interaction with the users, with the content specifically, and actually making sure they stay and not move away during the ads.
So, and let me give you another example. So maybe you've heard of Beyond Belief, fiction or fact. So it's a US series which started around the 90s, end of the 90s. And we've produced a couple of new episodes. And in this case, every story asks is it true or is it not true. So, and we also used the Smart TV application in order to engage people to ask also this question. So you have to type in your remote control, it is true A, or it is not true B. So, and then you see the result afterwards.
Brilliant. So moving now from the more TV content into mobile app, which is basically why we are here. You guys lately built 3 apps, and
that's true. Yeah.
When you're building a mobile app for your TV content, what are the different steps that you do to ensure a strong first impression for your users?
Maybe we can talk about the Love Island app. The Love Island app is one of 3 apps we have. We have 2 other mobile apps, and actually, in the early years of Love Island, or maybe we should talk first speak a few sentences on Love Island. So Love Island is an international dating show, reality dating show, and RTL2 is broadcasting the German language edition of this show. So, and in the early years of Love Island, we are in the 8th season now. Actually, we already had this app, but I think we weren't making a very good first impression. So we checked everything. What did we do wrong? And then we've learned, okay, we are telling the people on TV, you can experience Love Island in the app, but also on Facebook and on Twitter and on different other social media channels. So it was kind of confusing, and we also got this feedback from our audiences that they asked us, okay, you are telling us you are active on so many channels, but where shall we actually go? So, and then we learned, okay, we are not precise enough, and in the following seasons of Love Island, we aligned all communication right through to the app. That is on social media, in advertising, in the mentions of the TV host. Everything was aligned in order to say, if you want to experience Love Island in the fullest sense, you need to have the Love Island app. And we are still active on all these other channels, also now on TikTok and Snapchat and so on, but with a clear focus on our owned and operated product, the Love Island app.
So basically you went from having multiple channels, multiple places where the user can actually interact with the content, to try to drive the user as much as possible to one source while still allowing them to see it in other places, but understanding that the full engagement that they can have, the full exposure to the content would be in one single source of truth.
Exactly. Yeah.
Brilliant. So what were the key strategies or elements that you believe that are crucial when driving initial app adoption among new users?
Well, I think you should give the people a particular purpose in order to convince them to download the Love Island app. In our case, it was that we said just with the Love Island app, just when you have this app, you will be able to participate in the show in the fullest sense. That is, with the Love Island app, you will be able to influence the course of the show in a very significant way. So, and in order to explain this a bit more, one has to know that Love Island is not filmed month before and then it's broadcasted, but it's filmed almost live. So what happens in the show took place just a couple of hours before it is aired. So, and this particular kind of production enables us to give the opportunity to the audience that they may influence the show. So the other way around, if everything is already done months before, there's no sense in a way to say to the audience you can influence the show, but because it's all already filmed.
So what type of channels did you use in order to ensure users are coming to the app, understanding that, okay, so now this type of engagement is available for you, you can influence the content, here is on what type of channel to drive the users to the app?
Actually, we do a lot of testing, and we do have a multi-channel network. So we always try to find out where do we reach our Love Island users in the best way, and is this channel also appropriate to funnel the users in the Love Island app? And there are particular differences between the channels. So in the last season, for the first time, we tried to funnel people from TikTok, for example, into the Love Island app, and this worked quite well.
Yeah, brilliant. I'm happy to hear that. Well, how did you measure that? So how did you measure those channels and decided what is the right measurement for success, as in the metrics?
Well, nearly all of our funneling operations are measured by branch metrics. So we work together for years now, and it works very well. So with this application, we can really good see, do the people download the app for the first time? Do they already have the app and there's just a reopen, which is pretty often the place because Love Island is aired once a year, usually for 3 or 4 weeks. So we had some experiments on this also, but it's on once a year. So many people just have the app already from the last season. They don't use it over the year and then reactivate the app.
So the main metrics would be either new installs, reinstalls, or would it be mostly the actual engagement within the app itself during a show?
We focus on both things. So our main focus is to have the people engaged in the app. So this is our main KPI. But with regard to funneling from other channels of our multi-channel network, it's mainly reopens, installs, or direct funneling into the app.
Got it. Now, considering the evolving landscape of media consumption, especially when you think of the rise of streaming services, smart TVs as such, how do you ensure that there's a sustainable user engagement from content promotion throughout the whole broadcasting cycle? Meaning, if you think of Love Island, so we spoke about you drive users to the app, but how do you maintain that engagement? What type of activity do you use in order to really make sure that, okay, Saturday night we're going to have another show, we need to reach X amount of users actually reaching?
Yeah, let me give you a two-part answer. I'll start with the first part. I think you need to give the people a really good purpose to use the Love Island app. In our case, as I said before, it was the promise that if you download the Love Island app, you will be able to influence the course of the show. So, and as I also said before, the show runs for 4 weeks, and in order to have a sustainable engagement, we just try to ask every day or give every day a relevant voting option. So where you can choose which new protagonist should enter the show, A or B, or who should go with whom on a date in the show. Who should, at the end, you also can decide who should win the show, or even before the show starts on air, we give the people the opportunity to choose who should be in a couple with whom. So then the show starts, and the initial order of couples is chosen by the audience in before. So this means that you have to hand over a certain responsibility to the audience from the ones who make the show. So the editorial sovereignty, so to speak. But in the case of Love Island, it works really well to give this power to the audience.
So you use some sort of I reckon it would be through push notification for people who have the app. What about people who have said, decline push notification? Do you have a way to different channels to communicate with them, or if they said no? Then
we talk about the app on every channel on which it makes sense. But I just recognized I have to give the second part of the answer. So what was I going to say? We've spoken about the evolving TV digital market and how to cope with TV in this market. And so let me explain. Of course, you can experience the series Love Island also on streaming platforms. For example, our main streaming platform is RTL2. But only if you watch the show on TV, you will be able to influence the show with the Love Island app. So if you watch it on streaming, it's in catch-up, so it's afterwards. Mm-hmm. So everything is already decided. So you can experience it also on streaming platforms, but not with this kind of engagement. You will have to watch it. So my answer in this case is the USP to watch Love Island on TV is that you can influence the show just on this channel.
So this is actually a two-way type of engagement. So you're making sure that they're using the app in order to make decisions happen or change the course of events within the show, but it also drives more viewers for the actual TV show.
Sure.
That's a win-win. Now, with being in the television industry, there are so many extreme ways to get creative, to get your audience to move to the mobile app, but while they're still engaging. Can you talk about how you leverage the power of QR codes for that?
Yeah, the good old QR code that came back to life, I think, with Corona. And we use it a lot on TV, actually, because it enables us to funnel the audience from TV to the digital realm without a media break, without a media disruption. So, and we use QR codes with regard to a variety of different topics. For example, to engage the people, or to engage the people to participate in votings, for example. Or we let them know, okay, now the new episode started. You can participate in the app chat and talk about the show, share thoughts on it with other users. So these are two examples of ways we try to engage people via QR code.
Got it. And do you have any statistics in mind, as in to compare how many people are actually using QR codes versus in order to get the app versus people who are just using the app initially? Or do you have any other metrics that you use in order to compare, for example, Love Island to the other shows that you have apps for?
Yeah, I can't share absolute data, but what I can say is that we are very happy with the performance of the QR codes. So it really works pretty good, and we are measuring, or we are also learning from the performance of the QR codes. For example, with regard to how precise or how good were the voting questions? Yeah, do we have to change something? Do we have to be more clear? Do we have to ask other questions? So we always have a close look on the numbers of how many people did we funnel from the TV to the different apps we have.
Got it. And how would you go about replicating the success of Love Island towards other apps? As in, do you have a plan for every new TV show that you're running with to start building an app and doing a similar type of activity? Or
no, we don't build apps for every TV show, because the TV shows have to match certain requirements in order that we build an app. For example, it has to be on air for a particular time so that it's worth to build an app, for example. And we still do have two other apps, and they have a slightly different focus. For example, we do have another app for our show Berlin Tag und Nacht, which is a daily reality soap, so it's not seasonal, and it's pre-produced. So in this case, you can do votings. You can't. The audience can't influence the show. But what we can do is to let them know, hey, we have a particular VIP chat with one of the protagonists tonight. Come to the app. So, and we announce this on TV, for example, in order to let the people know. Just scan the QR code, come into the app, and then you have a direct kind of one-to-one chat with your favorite character.
So it's more like a utility entertainment type of app where they can actually engage with the people who left the show or That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Christoph.